Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Arav Prabhuji and Bhavya and their family for having a wonderful kirtan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So today, Ms. Madhubati Prabhu is not joined. So I think Maharaj is there. Can see that Maharaj is there. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Dandavad Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you so much. Maharaj, please, can you start now or want to wait till 7 or?
Why not?
Okay, thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Let's welcome Maharaj, saying 3 times Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Om Ganandasya Dinandana Sadakaya Chakshun Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jain Bhutade Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Tadati Shapadantikam Bande Hang Shri Guru Shri Jatapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Shagrashatam Shahagana Raganatan Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savatutam Pradijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Shahagana Dalita Sri Vishakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Deen Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kamshana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhobhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let me just close the door here. I'll be right with you. That's better. So tomorrow we're celebrating the Balaram Purnima, the appearance day of Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's the first expansion of Lord Krishna. In bodily features, he's similar to Krishna, except that Krishna is blackish and Balaram is white. As you know, Srila Prabhupada installed deities of Krishna Balaram in his temple in Vrindavan as the central deities. It was a big project to establish the temple, especially back in those days. ISKCON didn't have the same resources it has now. And but when it finally opened, Srila Prabhupada was very pleased. And I was with him, along with others, on a walk the next morning. Srila Prabhupada was in a happy mood, and he began to relate an incident from Srimad Bhagavatam that Krishna is flattering Balaram. My dear brother, all of these trees are great sages. They're bending down to touch your lotus feet, and the bees are buzzing around you to get the nectar from your uh, face. In this way, Prabhupada said Krishna's flattering Balarama. So Prabhupada said, I've installed these Krishna Balaram and Gaur-Nitai just to show that there's no difference between Gaur-Nitai and Krishna Balaram. The Brajendra Nandana Jai, Shachi Shuto Hai Lo Se, Balaram Hoilo Nitai. So Prabhupada said, whenever you're in difficulty, you can go before Gaur-Nitai or Krishna Balaram and say, sir, this is the problem, and they will do the needful. Oh, the Balaram is considered the original spiritual master, Nityananda Prabhu, original spiritual master. And the spiritual strength comes from Lord Balaram. Without the spiritual strength given by Balaram, no one can advance in Krishna consciousness. So I'll read from that chapter that Prabhupada was paraphrasing. It's very pleasing to read, actually. Accompanied by the cowherd boys and Balaram, Krishna brought forward the cows and played on his flute through the forest of Vrindavan, which was full of flowers, vegetables, and pasturing grass. The Vrindavan forest was as sanctified as the clear mind of a devotee, and was full of bees, flowers, and fruits. There were chirping birds and clear water lakes with waters that could relieve one of all fatigues. Sweet flavored breezes blew always, refreshing the mind and body. Krishna, with his friends and Balaram, entered the forest and, seeing the favorable situation, enjoyed the atmosphere to the fullest extent. Krishna saw all the trees overloaded with fruits and fresh twigs coming down to touch the ground as if welcoming him by touching his lotus feet. He was very pleased by the behavior of the trees, fruits, and flowers, and he began to smile, realizing their desires. Krishna then spoke to his elder brother Balaram as follows: My dear brother, you are superior to all of us, and your lotus feet are worshipped by the demigods. Just see how these trees, full with fruits, have bent down to worship your lotus feet. It appears that they are trying to get out of the darkness of being obliged to accept the form of trees. Actually, the trees born in the land of Vrindavan are not ordinary living entities. Having held the impersonal point of view in their past lives, they are now put into this stationary condition of life. But now they have the opportunity of seeing you in Vrindavan, and they are praying for further advancement in spiritual life through your personal association. Generally, the trees are living entities in the mode of darkness. The impersonalist philosophers are in that darkness, but they eradicate it by taking full advantage of your presence. I think that the drones that are buzzing all around you must have been your devotees in their past lives. They cannot leave your company because no one can be a better, more affectionate master than you. You are the supreme and original personality of Godhead, and the drones are just trying to spread your glories by chanting every moment. I think some of them must be great sages, devotees of your lordship. And I think some of them must be great sages. I think they're disguising themselves in the form of drones because they are unable to give up your company, even for a moment. My dear brother, you are the supreme worshipable Godhead. Just see how the peacocks in great ecstasy are dancing before you. The deer, whose behavior is just like the gopis, are welcoming you with the same affection. And the cuckoos who are residing in this forest are receiving you with great joy because they consider that your appearance is so auspicious in their home. Even though they are trees and animals, these residents of Vrindavan are glorifying you. They are prepared to welcome you to their best capacity, as is the practice of great souls in receiving another great soul at home. As for the land, it is so pious and fortunate that the footprints of your lotus feet are marking its body. It is quite natural for these Vrindavan inhabitants to thus receive a great personality like you. The herbs, creepers, and plants are also so fortunate to touch your lotus feet. And by touching the twigs with your hands, these small plants are also made glorious. As for the hills and the rivers, they too are now glorious because you are glancing at them. Above all, the damsels of Braja, the gopis, attracted by your beauty, are the most glorious because you embrace them with your strong arms. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada said Krishna was flattering Balaram or enjoying, praising Lord Balaram. This is one of the opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that he's not just one person, but although he's one person, he can be many at the same time. So he appears as Krishna, he appears as with Balaram. What is that? Saharamena Keshava Tati Bhartyani Bhagavan Kudha Kapatamamsha. What is that? I've forgotten the beginning. Saharamena Keshava Ati Martyani. Ati Martyani, their pastimes are superhuman. Ati Martyani Bhagavan, and they're the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gudha Kapata Manusha, and they're playing disguised as human beings. Ati Martyani Bhagavan Gudha Kapata Manusha. So the Saramena Keshava. Yes. So Krishna enjoys appearing with Lord Balaram. And sometimes Lord Balaram, the Krishna praises Lord Balaram, sometimes they disagree. The Krishna wanted Subhadra to marry, who was that? Duryodhana. And the Krishna wanted her to marry Arjuna. Similarly, the Balaram was a little favorable toward Duryodhana. Krishna was more favorable toward Arjuna. So sometimes there's transcendental disagreement, even between Krishna and himself in the form of Balaram. This is a kind of transcendental taste. Brothers may enjoy agreeing with one another or enjoy quarreling with one another. So Krishna enjoys that taste also, sometimes disagreeing with Balaram, and sometimes appreciating Balaram. Actually, the trees are stated to be bowing down to offer their loving devotion to Krishna, but Krishna deflects their adoration and says, "Oh, Balaram, they're all bowing down before you. They're all your great devotees." So in this way, Krishna is enjoying, praising Balaram. This is reciprocal. Balaram also enjoys praising Krishna. Lord Balaram appears in different forms. One form is the Anantashesh. And it's said that the Anantashesh is praising Krishna since time immemorial with his thousands of tongues. The Anantashesh has thousands of heads and therefore thousands of tongues. And since beginning this time, he's been praising Krishna with these 1,000 mouths and never repeating himself, because the glories of Krishna are limitless. So Balaram enjoys praising Krishna, and Krishna also sometimes enjoys praising Balaram. This is these are a feature of their transcendental pastimes. In this same chapter, this is chapter 15 of 10th canto, the cowherd boys approached Krishna Balaram, and they said that that there's a forest here nearby called Talvan. And in that forest, there are so many trees of nice fruit. I don't know, probably most of you have seen tal fruit. Tal is a kind of palm, and the fruit looks like, what would you say, something like a baseball, but larger. It's smaller than most coconuts, although it looks a little bit like a coconut, but not really. It has sort of three overlapping parts of its exterior. So it's a greenish fruit. And when you open it up, it has three fruits inside. And they're like translucent, whitish translucent, translucent fruits, something like lychee in their consistency. So that's called tal fruit. So the Krishna Balaram's friends, Sri Dama, Subal, Stoka Krishna, they said to Krishna Balaram that you're very strong and you're expert in killing demons, and there's a forest nearby called Talavan, full of these palm trees filled with fruits, and some of the fruits are falling down, some of them are just so ripe on the trees, and it's so nice. But there's a demon there, Dhenukasura, who won't let anyone go there. That no one can reach the trees to collect the fruits. This is the business of the demons. This demon was there in the shape of an ass, Dhenukasura. The ass doesn't know how to climb a tree. The bears can climb trees. So many other creatures can climb trees, but the ass doesn't know how to do that. The camel doesn't know how to do that. So the Dhanakasura, he can't get up there to get the fruits, but he won't let anyone else get the fruits either. This is envy. There's an expression in Venezuela, ni lava ni presta labatea. The meaning is, roughly speaking, he won't wash and he won't lend you the bucket. Ni lava ni presta labatea. He won't wash and he won't lend you the bucket. This is the envious mentality or the gross materialistic mentality. Even if I can't enjoy, if I can stop you from enjoying, that's good. Or even if I can't make use of something, if I can stop you from making use of it, then I'm happy. Ni presta, ni lava, ni presta labatea. He won't wash and he won't lend you the bucket. So this demon, Dhanakasura, was like that. He wouldn't let anyone get the fruits. So he's one such demon, and he's surrounded by similar demon friends in the shape of asses. So it's very hard to approach the place. And you're the only ones. There's no one can go to the forest for fear of being killed. Even the animals don't go there. No birds are sleeping there. They've all left. One can only appreciate the sweet aroma coming from the place, but no one can taste the fruits. So we're very attracted by this sweet aroma. So let's all go there and enjoy these fruits. The aroma is spreading everywhere. Don't you smell it from here? Let's go. So when Balaram and Krishna received this petition, they were very much inclined to agree to please their friends, and they were smiling. So they went to the forest, and Balaram began yanking the trees with his arms. And by yanking the trees, he made the ripe fruits fall to the ground. Very powerful word, Balaram. Bala means strength. Bala means strength. And Rama means pleasure. So Lord Balaram takes pleasure in his great strength, or the devotees also take pleasure in the great strength of Balaram. So with his strong arms, he began yanking on the trees, shaking the trees, and making the fruits fall. So then, naturally, Dhanakasura, who was there in the forest, saw that something was going on, and he saw Balaram and began kicking him with his hind legs. This is the aggressive nature of the ass. So at first Balaram didn't say anything, but then the Dhanakasura began kicking him more strongly. So then Balaram just caught hold of him by the legs with one hand, just with one hand, and began swirling him in the air and threw him up in the trees. And just by being whirled around by Balaram, the demon lost his life. And Balaram threw him into the biggest tree nearby. And that tree fell on other trees, and a whole batch of trees fell down as if there were a hurricane. So this is an exhibition of the strength of Lord Balaram, but Srila Prabhupada comments, it's not astonishing because Balaram is the personality of Godhead known as Ananta Sheshanag, who holds all the planets on the hoods of his millions of heads. It's said that Balaram is so powerful that although he's holding these universes on his hoods in the form of Sheshanag, for him they don't feel like more than a mustard seed. So then the other friends of this demon attack Krishna and Balaram to retaliate for the death of Dhenukasura. But the same thing happened. Krishna and Balaram just grabbed them by the hind legs, threw them off into the trees. And because of this, because of the dead bodies of the asses, there was a panoramic scene. It appeared as if clouds of various colors were assembled in the trees. So the demigods naturally began to shower flowers on Krishna Balaram and beat drums and offer prayers. And then people came to, after that, to collect the fruits, and the animals began to return to eat the nice grass growing there without fear. And it's said that just by hearing these transcendental pastimes of the brothers Krishna and Balaram, one can amass pious activities. According to the Vaishnava authorities, this demon, Dhenukasura, represents the ass-like mentality. Mudha. Namam duskritana mudha. Prapadyante naradama. Maya pratagyana. Asuram pavamashvata. The people who are stupid like donkeys are called mudha. Mudha means ass. I'm looking at an article by my godbrother, Narasingha Maharaj. Dhenukasura represents ass-like or gross discrimination, caste, color, creed, institutional consciousness. Dhenukasura represents ignorance of one's own spiritual identity, Swarup, the identity of the holy name, and the identity of Krishna. One doesn't know who he is, one doesn't know what the holy name is, one doesn't know who Krishna is. Well, this is ignorance. Dehatma buddhi, yasyatma buddhi, saiva gokara, kunape sutritridhatake. Anyone who thinks this body to be the self is like an ass. Saiva gokara, no better than a cow or an ass. In Krishna Lila, Dhenukasura cannot eat the sweet fruits from the palm tree and also opposes the attempts of others to eat them. Similarly, the previous acharyas have written many books which ass-like people cannot comprehend and don't wish others to see. So these are material consciousness, to be like an ass. To be like an ass, dull, to be dull. So that these are different anarthas: dullness, following of false gurus, over attachment to sense gratification, lusty desires, intoxication, the false, what is that? The cheating forms of bhakti, pretending to be advanced in devotional service, when one is not actually free from the unwanted things in the heart. So these are all anarthas. And the anarthas can be cleansed away by the grace of Krishna and Balaram. By the grace of Krishna and Balaram. See, therefore Prabhupada said, if you ever have any difficulty, you can go before Krishna Balaram or Gaurnitai. And sir, this is the problem. And they will do the needful. And even by hearing about these wonderful activities of Krishna Balaram, one becomes purified. One gains the pious credit. And ultimately, we don't care about pious credit. Our goal is to be engaged in the service of Krishna. So one can be engaged in the service of Krishna by the mercy of Lord Balaram, by spiritual strength, by spiritual instruction. Prema bhakti jaha hoite, avidya vinashajate. One, by the grace of the spiritual master, one can get love for Krishna, and one's ignorance can be destroyed. Avidya vinashajate. Avidya means ignorance. And vinash, it can be destroyed. Even the Prabhupada commented, we heard in the Krishna book, that the impersonalist idea is also a kind of darkness. Just give me a moment, I'm going to get a little bit of water and then I'll come back. The impersonalists are also in darkness because they don't really know their eternal identity. What is that? Avishuddha buddhaya. Their consciousness is not actually pure. So they see everything, they're very fond of saying everything is one, everything is one, everything is one. And Prabhupada mocks them in Bhagavad Gita. He says that at night, when you're in the darkness, everything's one. Right? You can't distinguish between one thing or another thing. It's all one because you're in the dark. But when the sun rises, then it's no longer all one. Then you see individuality. You see these are flowers, these are different colored flowers, these are different trees, this is road, this is that. So many things, different houses of different colors. Everything appeared to be one because we were in ignorance. So the Lord Krishna said that these trees in their previous lives, they were impersonalists. They were in that kind of ignorance, and therefore they've been put into the form of trees. Of course, we understand that all the living beings in Vrindavan are on the transcendental plane. It may be said that they're trees or they're cows or they're monkeys, but actually they're all perfected souls who, by inconceivable good fortune, have the eternal association of Krishna. So they're not the trees of this mundane existence. They're not the animals and flowers of the material world. They're all Satchidananda. So this is the situation of the spiritual world. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Lord Balaram is serving him with love and devotion as the older brother. Older brother means the relationship is the Sakya, friendship, but with some mixture of Vatsalya or parental love, because Balaram is older. So he feels a protective spirit toward Krishna, which is the feature of Vatsalya. When love grows to the point where one thinks that Krishna is dependent on me, I have to take care of him, I have to protect him, then that's the Vatsalya mood. So Lord Balaram shows that, and but his primary mood is service to Krishna. I was thinking about that earlier today because I was hearing about discussion about different relationships, rasas with Krishna, the friendly rasa, the parental rasa, the madhurja, conjugal rasa. And the discussion was there about the gradual progression from one to the next to the next. But anyway, while during the discussion, I was thinking that actually the basis for all these rasas is service, the dasya, because the dasya is included in all the other relationships, or all the other relationships are really expressions of dasya intensified. The parents of Krishna are serving him. The parents are the best servants of the child. The Brajagopis are serving Krishna. It's not that they're just young girls who are attracted to Krishna. That's superficial. In the deeper understanding, they're all motivated by a pure spirit of wanting to serve Krishna. And that service spirit is expressed in the relationship, their relationship with Krishna as his young, in the mood of being young girls. The friends of Krishna, they appear to be enjoying having lunch with Krishna, herding the cows with Krishna. Actually, they're serving Krishna. They're assisting Krishna in herding the transcendental cows. And they're all assisting in his enjoyment. This is their relationship. So this is the relationship of every living entity, Jiver Shurupoi, Krishna Nityadas. Everyone is the servant of Krishna. Everyone is the servant of Krishna. So Balaram takes the mood of a servant by appearing as Sheshanag, and he provides the Lord's umbrella, the Lord's shoes, the Lord's bed, everything, all the necessities for the Lord. And in every feature, the Balaram, he's appearing as he also appears as the Purusha avatars. In fact, all of the Vaikuntha Murtis, they're also expansions of Balaram. Even the spiritual world itself is expanded by the potency of Lord Balaram. That's described in the Brahma Samhita in the second verse, I think, that everything is resting, the whole spiritual world is resting on the potency of Lord Balaram. And the material world is just a little portion of the spiritual existence that also rests on the potency of Lord Balaram. So Lord Balaram appears to be a friendly cowherd boy playing with Krishna. He appears that they're brothers like ordinary cowherd boys. Gudha kapatu manasha. They seem like human beings, but actually ati martyani Bhagavan. They're the superhuman personality of Godhead. All right, I'll stop here and see if there's some questions that you might like to ask. You can use the chat box, or you can just unmute yourself if you're allowed to do that, and place any questions that you might have. Krishna, 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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Tamadar Bilash. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for nice discourse, Maharaj. I have a question, Maharaj. So when Lord Balaram killed the demon, will they get liberated also, like when Krishna kills someone, they get liberated? When Balaram...
Yes, Balaram's, to be killed by Balaram means to be killed by Krishna. There's no difference. Krishna and Balaram are both the personality of Godhead. So anyone who's killed by Krishna, anyone who's killed by Balaram, anyone who's killed by Nrsingadev, anyone who's killed by Varahadev, they all get liberation. They all get liberation. Advaitam achyutam anadiman antarupam. Although Krishna is appearing in so many different forms, he's the same Krishna. So one gets that benefit. Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you. And if one can get so much benefit by being killed by Lord Balaram, imagine the benefit you get by serving Lord Balaram. Even the demons get liberation by opposing the Lord and being killed by him. What blessings then do the devotees get from serving him? That was the basic question asked by Parikshit Maharaj in Parikshit Maharaj? No. This is conversation between Janamejaya and his mother, Uttara, in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. That, of course, it was recounting the conversation between, am I right? No, Parikshit Maharaj, I'm sorry. So as recounted by Sukadev Goswami. So the question was there that it said that the demons get liberation. Then does it mean that devotees like Yashoda Mai and others got the same liberation? There must be something more for them. If even demons like Putana and other Shishupal got liberation by being killed by Krishna, it can't be that Yashoda Mai just got the same destination. They must have gotten something more. So please tell me about that. So that's a fact, of course, that the demons merely get liberation, but the devotees enter into the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, the transcendental association of the Lord. So their position is so much higher. Something else?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance.
Hare Krishna, Santosh.
Maharaj, I have a question that we see Balram's role in different incarnation where he comes as Lakshmana with Lord Ramchandra, and he comes with Krishna as Balaram. I'm wondering if there is any role of him during other incarnations like Nrsingadev or the Matsya Avatar. Where is he, and was there know any need of service in those incarnations, or was there any specific reason that he? Because usually we hear that whenever Krishna comes, he comes.
Yeah, we don't hear of Balaram taking a particular role. And of course, when Krishna appears as the Narayan, Vishnu, then Balaram appears as Sheshanag. And as you've rightly said, when the Lord appears as Ram, then Lord Balaram appears as Lakshman. But I haven't heard about other incarnations. No others come to mind, except of course Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Balaram Hoilun Thai. Then he appears as Nityananda Prabhu. Others don't come to mind. If anyone else has any references they could mention. Something else? Yes, Madhupati.
Well, sometimes we see Lord Balram's siding Duryodhan, favoring, wanted Subhadra to marry Duryodhan.
Mm-hmm.
How do we kind of comprehend that?
Yes, Krishna has. That's the spice of variety in the spiritual world. That Krishna can appear in different forms and even disagree with himself. Balaram was so angry that this Arjuna has posed as a sadhu, and now he's eloped with Subhadra. So this is, he should be killed for this kind of cheating. So then Krishna has to fall down at his lotus feet. No, my dear brother, please. She likes him, and it will be all right. It will be good. So then everything's settled up. But it's a nice taste, this kind of disagreement. Disagreement is also enjoyable. Just like in dealings between husband and wife, it's nice when the wife is very submissive and agrees and goes along with everything the husband says. But sometimes there's a taste when the wife refuses, or the wife, what would you say, becomes a little feisty with the husband. Then that creates a kind of taste in householder life. That's there in between Krishna and Satyabhama. Satyabhama has that nature that she's very, what's a little stormy, a little willful, a little proud. You gave Rukmini a parijata tree. What about me? What about me? So she's a little like that. Rukmini is so gentle that when Krishna was joking with her, that, you made a mistake. So many great kings wanted to marry you, but somehow or other you made the wrong choice and you married me, and I'm really unqualified. But it's not too late. You could, better late than never, you could marry someone else. So he was just trying to, as they say, get a rise out of her, to tease her and get her to pout and speak back at him. But Rukmini is so gentle that she just fainted. She just fainted. So of course that gentle, submissive mood has a sweetness to it that's very much appreciated. But it's also enjoyable when the wife is a little feisty, when there's there's a quarrel between the husband and wife, a little drama, that also creates a taste. In Vrindavan, Srimati Radharani has that nature. She's a little, well, as they say, left wing. So she creates some obstacles to Krishna's advances or Krishna's desires. So that's also enjoyment. So these things are there in the Madhurya Rasa, but they're there in the Sakya Rasa also. That some of the friends they're all of different natures. Some of them are very jokey, some of them are very gentle, and some of them have this critical nature also. So all the tastes are there, perfection. In Goloka Vrindavan. So Balaram also, it's no fun if everybody always agrees with you. It's like boring. It's boring. What do you think of that? Oh, this would be so nice, Maharaj. What do you think of this? Oh, yes, Maharaj. Whatever you say. What do you think of this? Oh, Maharaj, you're so brilliant. Everything, yes, 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 yes. It's like, oh, come on. It's like no fun. But if somebody says, well, I think that doesn't make any sense to me. What? What do you mean it doesn't make any sense? Then you get into a bit of an argument or a bit of a quarrel, or you have to pull out all your reasons, all your arguments. And that becomes another kind of enjoyment. Even Krishna's killing of the demons is done in that spirit. In the spiritual world, everyone's always worshiping Krishna, always adoring Krishna. But Krishna also likes to have some fighting. So that's found. But for that, he comes to the material world, sends the demons, and fights with them here. So in the spiritual world also, there can be some disagreement, and that's found between Krishna and Balaram. That creates a kind of enjoyment. And it demonstrates also that Krishna's capability of appearing and manifesting so many varieties. He can appear as a king, he can appear as a sage, he can appear as half lion, half man, he can appear as Krishna, he can appear as Balaram. So, and all of them act independently. It's not that they all have to do the same things in the same way. They have their independent natures, their independent qualities. So that's found in Krishna Balaram. Is that okay?
Yes, Maharaj.
In Gaura-Nitai's Leela also, that's sometimes found that Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will sometimes quarrel a little bit, or especially between Nityananda and Advaita Prabhu. It's recounted in Chaitanya Charitamrita how Advaita Prabhu invited Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu for lunch, and Nityananda Prabhu was simply criticizing that you've hardly fed us anything. We were hoping that we were going to eat today, and you've hardly given us anything. Meanwhile, Advaita Prabhu was given a huge quantity. You're hardly giving us anything. And then, so the criticism is going back and forth, and Advaita said, you just take what's given to you, and then don't be a reject Paramahansa. In this way, they're joking. The Nityananda is throwing prasadam at Advaita Prabhu, throwing rice at him. So this is enjoyment, that even Krishna can appear in different forms and enjoying arguing with himself. Is that all right?
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Jai Radha, Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jai Vrindavan. Something else? Okay. What's your next program, Marupati?
So, class is late, so we can just do some kirtan otherwise. Yeah?
Yes. I think kirtan will be nice.
Yeah. Let's request. Shimesha Prabhu, you want to do some kirtan?
While I'm at it, I can advertise my one other program. That's our Vanaprastha Adventure Series. That's going on the, well, actually it's going on the Radha Govinda Mandir's channel. Let's see. On Thursday, it's from 7 to 8, so I don't think that conflicts with anything.
Yeah.
I've put the address in the chat box, and everyone is welcome, especially those who are unfortunately, our kirtan standards are nowhere. People just don't know what they're doing. So downstairs, they're chanting Jai Radhe, and they don't seem to know that Prabhupada disapproved of that. Well, there's not too much that can be done. These things are going on. I hope that the kirtan that we'll do for the next 10 minutes will be simple. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Jayaadvaita Gadadhar, Shiva Shadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
No need of anything else. No concocted mantras, no Jai Radhes, no Radhe Radhes. Just Maha Mantra. That's what Prabhupada taught us. All right. Singheshwar Prabhu, you can chant.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Having wonderful lecture, wonderfully enlightening us. Thank you so much. We'll try to sing a little bit of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hari Hari, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Meshwar. Yeah. We can do Narsinga Arti. Narsinga prayer.
Okay, Melissa. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada Hiranyakashipurvakshaka Ilatanka Nakalaye Ilatanka Nakalaye Singho Parato Singho Singho Parato Singho Yedo yedo yami sado nasinho. Yedo yedo yami sado nasinho. Bahir nasinho, hridaye nasinho. Bahir nasinho, hridaye nasinho. Narasimhamadin charanam prabhate. Narasimhamadin charanam prabhati avatar kamala pare nakam adbhuta singam dalida hiranyakashipu tanubhringam Yeshavadrida Hari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Avatar Kamala Pare Natha Adbhuta Singam Lalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhringa Yeshavadrida Hari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsimhade Jaya Narsimhade Jaya Narsimhade Jaya Narsimhade Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Vinashya Sri Narasimhadev Bhavan Bhakta Shrestha Sri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai.
Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
So, tomorrow is Balram Purnima, also the actual day of our installation of Sri Radha Shyam Sundar, 5 years back, 5th year anniversary. So, it's fasting till noon, and we'll be having a program in the temple in the evening in a restricted way. So we'd like to invite you all to the temple. The program will comprise of, the 7 o'clock will be the Aarti. So 7 to 7:30 Aarti, and during the time, 7 to 7:30 Aarti, we will also have Julan going on simultaneously from 7 to 8 of Sri Radha Shyam Sundar. And then 8 to 9, amidst Kirtan, we will take Sri Radha Shyam Sundar on a Chandra Vahan outside